Hi everyone, Mama Dr. Tochi here today with a different kind of class. This class is two parts. It's a celebration class and it's a frequently asked questions class. So in this class, we're going to talk about the famous, powerful egg cleanse. I'm going to answer the most commonly asked questions about that video. And FYI, it has over 1 million views! Thank you so much for making that video go viral. Granted that it took a year to go viral because it was posted last September. And now, a year later, it has more than 1 million views. I am especially happy because that tells me that that particular exercise, that particular spiritual ritual works. And it works regardless of religious affiliation, beliefs, or practices. So in this class, we're going to answer the most commonly asked questions about that video. So keep it tuned, get your notepad and your pen, get your snack and your drink, and we're going to take this away. Thank you for coming back. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get into today's class. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much for subscribing. I couldn't make this without you. Thank you so much. If you are a member of my channel, a double thank you. Your financial support makes all the research I put into my videos possible. If you'd like more information about joining, please read the description below this video. If you'd like to get a hold of me for personal consultations, divinations, if you'd like to purchase my products and services, and trust me, I have a lot of interesting things in my store, please read the description below this video. If you'd like to see the original video upon which this video is based, read the description below this video. It's called the Powerful Egg Cleanse. And so let's get into it. Now, first of all, thanks again for making it over 1 million views. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you for showing that it's just more than showing actually. Thank you for demonstrating that this egg cleanse is something that anybody, anyone could use as long as they have an egg, a chicken egg. So speaking about that, there are a number of questions that came up about the egg. Okay, so for this cleanse, let us understand what it is and what it is not. When we talk about the egg cleanse, it is not a protection ritual. I had a number of people ask questions and say, if I do the egg cleanse, does that mean that I'm protected? No. All it does is cleanse. All it does is strip the negative energy. It is not a protective ritual or spell or work. What it does is cleanse. So remember, there's a difference between cleansing and protecting. You want to do your cleanses, and so that your protective or protection work or even favor work or any other work that you're doing will be most effective. Think about it like an exfoliation. You know, those of you who are into taking care of your skin, you know that you can put all kinds of creams, lotions, and potions on your skin, but those things become more effective when you regularly exfoliate your skin. When you exfoliate your skin, you remove dead cells that allows what you're putting on it, the products you're putting on it, to penetrate better. That's the same thing with the egg cleanse. When you use it to do a cleanse, it strips you of negative energy, the accumulation of negative energy that oftentimes prevents spiritual work from doing you the kind of good that you're looking for. You can watch my other videos about negative energies and other ways to remove negative energy. Understand this. The egg is a tool. It is not something you worship. It is not something miraculous. It just happens that over millennia, different people from different cultures. So this is not just an African thing or a Native American thing or an Asian thing or South American thing or a Hispanic thing or a Russian thing. This has been done by many peoples. This has been used by many peoples across the globe. You will be amazed if you just read the comments on the original video. There are over 50,000 comments, and you will see somewhere in there people saying, hey, I remember my grandmother used to do this in Latvia. My grandmother used to do this in Malaysia. My mom used to do this in Africa, or my dad took us to someone who did this to us in Peru. So you find out that this egg cleanse is not something that is newly invented. I didn't invent it. I didn't put it together. All I did was communicate and share this with more people, because a lot of people are out of touch with their ancestral traditions, and so they don't know about this, or they didn't know about this. But with the video, they got to know about the egg cleanse. Now, because it's such a worldwide tradition, it has nothing to do with religion. One of the things that I saw a lot of in the comment section were religious bigots who were coming in there and saying, this is witchcraft, it's witchcraft, you'll go to hell. If you cleanse yourself with an egg, you're inviting demons to you. I don't even understand. I can't even begin to understand how stripping yourself of negative energy with your own hands invites demons, okay? Unless demons are allergic to dirt, maybe they are allergic to spiritual dirt, who knows? But unless they're allergic to dirt, I doubt very much the demons are going to come hunting for you after you've stripped yourself of negative energy. So I saw quite a number of that, and unfortunately, I would say all the comments that called this witchcraft or demonic, satanic or devilish were Christian comments, which is quite unfortunate, because real Christianity doesn't talk that way, okay? Now, the other thing I want to say about this, people ask, is the type of egg to be used. Now, in that video, I did say if you could find an organic egg, a local egg, a natural egg, that would be best. I did not say in that video that you cannot use any other kind of egg. Matter of fact, I have right here a carton where I got this egg from. You can see this. I got this from my local store. This is pasteurized and refrigerated. In a lot of places, you can go to a farm and get an unpasteurized, unrefrigerated, untreated egg. Those are the best kind of eggs to use for this cleanse. It doesn't mean that you can't go to the store and purchase an egg. You can go to the store and purchase an egg and use it for this cleanse. But what I'd like to emphasize is that the best kind of egg, in case you're the sort of person who likes to use the best would be a natural egg that has not been pasteurized, not been treated, that just came this way out of the hen. It doesn't matter if it's white, blue, green, brown, as long as it's a chicken egg. Why a chicken egg? Because that is what has been used across the world. We don't hear really of people using pigeon eggs, goose eggs, ostrich eggs, lizard eggs, snake eggs, frog eggs, fish eggs, fake eggs to do this cleanse. Now, speaking about fake eggs, there are people who use crystal eggs to do this, and I will put out a video on how to use a crystal egg to do this cleanse and the special considerations that you need to know before you can effectively use a crystal egg to do this cleanse. But for the purposes of our frequently asked questions and answers, okay, you want to use an egg, a chicken egg. Chicken egg. Doesn't matter if you get it from a store, doesn't matter if you got it from your neighbor, it doesn't matter if you had to karate a chicken and snatch it from the chicken. If the chicken let you get the egg, I guess the egg is yours. All right? Chicken egg. That's what you use. It doesn't matter if it's organic or not organic. If it's organic, if it's natural, it tends to work better. It tends to be more effective if you use a natural egg. But if your store-bought egg is the best kind of egg you can lay your hands on, then so be it. Okay? So, the other question that came up too was how to hold the egg. Hold it normally, like an egg. Okay? You don't want to be grabbing the egg like your life depends on it. Because there were some people in the comment section who were like, oh, I was holding my egg and it cracked and splattered all over the place. My dear, you were holding that egg too tight. Relax. Have a beer or a glass of wine and start all over again. Okay? You don't need to be holding onto the egg as if you're holding onto it for dear life, okay? You can see how I'm holding the egg? You can just hold this egg like this. And then you lightly rub it over you. Lightly. You don't need to be holding the egg like it's a grinding stone and trying to grind that over you. No, that is not necessary. You don't need to apply the egg with force all over you. No, because remember again, we're stripping negative energy. We're not stripping physical dirt off of us. It's energy. So matter of fact, when you're doing it, you want to take a look. You want to do this lightly, lightly. See that? Lightly. You want to do it lightly, very lightly. Okay. Another question that came up, do you need to round this around your head counterclockwise 4 times? Some people were kind of, oh, I forgot to do that part. No, you don't have to do that. As I explained in that video, that is optional. Doing this around your head is like a final swipe of your aura. That's what that means. It's a final swipe of your aura. In other words, if there are other parts of me that I didn't get, that I missed, that's what that is. But if you're pretty sure that you swipe this all over you, you know, some people are pretty thorough. They will get the soles of their feet, you know, their nostrils, their earlobes, the nape of their necks, the crack of their butts. Wherever you swiped this, that should be sufficient. Another question that showed up in the comments quite a bit was, can you do this if you're menstruating, if you are in the middle of your period? Yes, you can. This has nothing to do with your period. You are stripping yourself of negative energy. It has your period or lack of a period will not neutralize this. It will not neutralize this. Remember, this is just a tool, and it's been found to be a pretty effective tool for stripping negative energy. So, your menstrual period, your menses, is not a negative energy. It is a powerful period. When it happens, you are put in a powerful energy field, yes, but this is meant to strip you of negative energy. So it has absolutely nothing to do with your period. You can do this in the middle of your period, at the start, in the middle, at the beginning, the end of your period. Okay, that was another question. Don't get hung up on, oh, I have a period, I can't do this egg cleanse. Yes, you can. Think about it. Do you stop brushing your teeth when you have a period? Do you stop bathing, taking a shower when you have a period? Do you stop washing your clothes when you have a period, think about that. Imagine me saying, oh, I'm not going to wash my hair. My hair is not going to be clean if I'm in the middle of a period. You see that doesn't sound particularly bright, does it? Okay. Don't allow religious programming to scare you away from something simple you can do for yourself anytime, any day. Okay. And speaking of anytime, any day, another common question that came up was, when can I do this? People kind of got hung up on, can I do this in the morning, afternoon, night? Do I do it in the middle of the night? Okay, here is the answer. You can do this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, at night, in the middle of the night, middle of the day. You can do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Get it? You can do this in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Get the picture? You can do this summertime, springtime, fall time, winter time, during the autumn. You can do this. You can do this egg cleanse wherever you are on the face of the earth. You can do the seaside. You can do it landside. You can do it in your car. You can do it in your home. You can do it in your office. You can do it on the train. You can do it in an aircraft. You can do it on your yacht. You can do it in your Bentley. You can do this in your Rolls Royce. You can do this in your jalopy. You can do this in your Uber or in your Lyft. Or what are the other hail riding services that are out there? Get the picture? You can do this anywhere because it has nothing to do with where you are. It has to do with your intention and how you do this. Another question that came up related to the religious bigots who are out there screaming witchcraft and demons and Jesus was this. Can I do this with my faith or my religion or spiritual practice? Yes. You can call upon whomever, whatever you believe in as you strip yourself of that negative energy. If you want to call on Jesus and say, Jesus, please use this egg to strip the negative energy off of me, that's fine. If you want to say, Prophet Muhammad, please use this, fine. If you want to say, Krishna, strip me of the negative energy with this egg, fine. If you don't believe in anything, like let's say you are an atheist, you don't believe in God, it will still work for you. If you're an agnostic, you're not sure about the existence of God, this will still work for you. All right? So I think we got those questions there. Now, the other one that came up was, and then come in the comment section and say, how do I interpret the egg? Okay, let us use some common sense here. You can't do all that, strip yourself of all the negative energy, smash this outside, and come back and say, well, how do I figure out the spikes and the bubbles in the egg? So it makes sense that if you want to interpret your egg cleanse, you will have to break this egg after cleansing yourself into a clear container. In that video, I used a glass cup. Why did I use a glass cup? Because you can see through a glass cup. I've had a number of people send me pictures asking me to do egg cleanse interpretations. I can't possibly do everybody's egg cleanse interpretation. If you look at that video, there are over 50,000 comments. Even if it were half of those asking for interpretations, there's no way I could sit down and do interpretations for 25,000 people. So that's why I did that video, gave examples, showed it, demonstrated it, and I'm answering the questions here again. if you want to interpret your egg, you're not obligated to interpret the egg. You don't have to interpret the egg. You can just do this, strip yourself of the energy, pray, strip yourself of the energy, and smash the egg and go about your business. I have another video that demonstrates just that. It's called Simple Hacks Using Fruits. You'll see me doing it with a coconut, lemon, lime, and egg. Okay, if you watch that video, you'll see me just do the quick cleanse and smashing the egg. There's no interpretation going on there. But just in case you were curious and you wanted to know what did this egg pull from me, if it pulled anything, that's when you want to crack it carefully into a glass of water, okay, or a clear container that has water. You don't want water that's less in quantity than the egg. You want to have water that's a lot more than the egg, so that the egg white, the egg yolk slides into it, and then you can read it. When you crack the egg, be careful not to break the yolk. There are some people that just go there with a karate chop and then the whole thing scatters and they're like, oh, what's the spiritual meaning of the yolk all over the place? It's spilled all over the yolk. Well, the spiritual meaning of that is that you didn't crack that egg gently. Okay, that's the spiritual meaning of that. Okay, crack it carefully. Even if it means you have to tap it with a fork or a spoon or a knife and tap it until it cracks gently, and then you open it up and pour it into the glass, then that's what you do. You want to do that carefully so that the yolk is intact. Okay. If you crack your egg and you get a double yolk, because I got those questions, well, what's the spiritual significance of double yolk? There is no spiritual significance of a double yolk. You just got an egg with two yolks. Okay. That's all it is. Right. If you're going to do that interpretation, in fact, if you're going to do this cleanse, make sure you're using a fresh egg. Make sure you're using a fresh egg. How will you know if your egg is fresh? If you take your egg and put it in room temperature water, if it floats, if your egg floats, that's in the shell. We're not talking about cracking it now. If you just take a whole egg like this and you put it in room temperature water and it floats, the egg is already bad. You do not want to use that for your egg cleanse. Okay? If the egg with the shell sinks to the bottom of your container, it's a good egg. Then you can use it for your egg cleanse. This is particularly important if you're not sure about the freshness of your eggs. You want to test the eggs, make sure that they're fresh. Why am I saying this? Because if you take rotten eggs and you do your cleanse, you totally defeated the purpose of the cleanse. If you crack it, it's going to be stanky, okay? Your egg going to be dark, foul smelling, stanky. And then you're going to be, oh my God, I pulled out so much evil energy off my body. No, you did not. You just used a bad, stanky egg, okay? So make sure that your egg, before you test it, or use it for the cleanse, you test it in the water, let it sink to the bottom of your container with water in it, room temperature water. It does not have to be fridge water, hot water. Use ordinary water, just water from the tap or water from the well or water from, it doesn't matter what kind of water, because I know someone's going to say, what kind of water? Should I use seawater, salt water, fresh water? Use regular water that you drink, water that you can drink, okay? Because you can put it in salty water and probably will float. So use the kind of water you would drink and test your egg, okay? If there's a question about the freshness. If you crack it, double egg, it's not a big deal. Another question that came up, oh, my egg has a dark spot or a red spot, and in your video you said that's terrible. Okay, let me clarify that here. If your spot is really small, it is smaller than a fingernail, it's nothing to be worried about. It just happens to be a fertilized egg or an egg that was ready for fertilization. You'll see a lot of that. Very small dark spots, very small red spots, very small. Nothing to be worried about. I would be worried about it if I saw a spot as big as my thumbnail. Okay? If I have an egg, and here, let's do it this way, and the spot was this big on it, then that's something to be worried about or concerned about. Let's put it that way. You can do your egg cleanse as many times as possible. If you do it the first time, you don't like the results, or the results are not favorable, do it again. Keep on doing it until you get good results. What are good results? If you crack that egg into water, the yolk should sink to the bottom and you should have tendrils coming up. White tendrils coming up, like, skinny tents, like spires coming up. If your egg cleanse is particularly good with good energy, you will see bubbles. The size of the bubbles is not that critical. Okay, you may see little bubbles, big bubbles on top at the peaks of the tentacles that are going up. Okay, you will see bubbles. If you don't see bubbles, it's not something to start screaming and yelling and running down the street for. You can do another cleanse until you get the results you want. You can do this cleanse as many times you want. If you want to do it 5 times in one day, if you have enough eggs, go ahead and do that. Remember that a cleanse is like brushing your teeth. You don't brush your teeth once in your life or once a week and say, that's it, I'm good. This is something you want to be doing periodically, because as we go through life and interact with other people, we pick up energies and we drop off energies. We pick up entities and we drop off entities. Okay? So this is something you want to do routinely. Have a routine. If you want to do it every day, fine. If you want to do it every week, fine. If you want to do it every month, fine. You choose the routine that you want. If you're working in public, in the public eye, like customer service, retail, you're working in healthcare, you're working with the government, in a government office where you interact with people, you're working with law enforcement, you may find that you want to do this more frequently. If you do it every day, that's not bad. If you do it every other day or every 3 days, that's not bad. If you come into contact with members of the public a lot, it is very, very helpful for that. Okay? So again, when you crack this into that glass of water, make sure that the yolk sinks to the bottom, because I'm assuming you're using a fresh egg. It sinks, the tendrils come up, there are bubbles at the top of the tendrils. If there are no bubbles or the tendrils are low, then that means the egg collected a whole bunch of negative energy. That's what that means. It collected a whole bunch of energy. If you don't see those tendrils coming up, again, make sure you're using a good egg. I'm repeating this. Make sure you're using a good egg. If you need to rewind this video to see how to test for an egg, please do so. I know for some of you, be like, why is she repeating herself? I'm repeating myself for the benefit of those who skipped through the video and then come back and ask questions about what I already talked about in the video. Test the egg. I already talked about it earlier. The egg is good. Use it for your egg cleanse. Crack it carefully without breaking the yolk into the water. If you're cracking it and break the yolk, you can't repeat the egg cleanse. You can do the egg cleanse without an interpretation. Just cleanse, smash, and go about your business. Smash it outside. Don't smash it at your front door or back door where you have to go. Okay? When you smash this outside, any and all negative energy it collected will be neutralized by the earth. That's why you want to pour it on the earth as much as possible. You want to, even if you cracked it in a glass and put it in a glass of water, where possible, pour it out on the earth so that everything can get neutralized, especially if it picked up negative things off of you. If you cannot do that, you can just flush it in the toilet or pour it down the drain. Some people have written in the comment sections, well, do I need to put salt in it? If you want to put salt in it before you pour it away, that is absolutely fine. Okay? So again, if you crack this into your water for interpretation and it's not at the bottom, the tendrils are not coming up, the bubbles are not there, just realize that you did a successful egg cleanse. It pulled negative energy from you. That is good because it demonstrates to you that you did it correctly. It pulled negative energy. And then what you do is you dispose of that, and you can do another one just to assure yourself that, you know, everything's fine. Now, if you do 2 or 3 or 4 and you find out that all of them are looking that way, then you might want to start looking into stronger ways of cleansing, spiritual cleansing. This is not the most powerful way to cleanse. It is a very quick and effective way, but it is not the most powerful. I repeat, it is a very quick and effective way to cleanse yourself of negative energy, but it is not the most powerful way. Sometimes we would use this with a client, and based on what we interpret, we can say, oh, you need to use a stronger kind of cleanse. So this is a pretty good indicator, can be a pretty good indicator. Another question that came up was, if I crack this into my glass of water, can I use that glass or container for anything else? Yes, you can. You don't have to condemn or throw away or trash your cup just because you used it for an egg cleanse. Just go ahead, wash your container, your cup, or your whatever, and you can use it as you usually do. Okay, remember that this is just a tool. That's all it is. It's not something to be feared. It's not something to be venerated. It's not something to be worshipped. It's not something to be looked at cross-eyed. People from different faiths, beliefs, religious practices, whatnot, have done this around the world. All you have to do is Google egg cleanse. Go on YouTube. There are several videos on egg cleanse. Several videos on egg cleanse. Several. And you'll see different people give different interpretations. The important thing I need you to do is this. Cleanse yourself. That's all I need you to do. Cleanse yourself. You have the power, you have the ability to cleanse yourself with this relatively inexpensive tool. You don't have to pay someone to do this for you. You don't have to go far, start booking consultations with me or anyone else to do this. You don't have to be bent over backwards to do this. You can do this yourself any time of the day or night. You can do this if you're male, you're female, you're an adult, you're a non-adult. Of course, if you're underage or a child under the care of someone, have an adult nearby to help you with it. Another question that comes up, can I do this for someone else? Now, let's unpack that question for a minute. I had someone who posted a question. Can I do this egg cleanse for my son who's in prison? I would like to know how to do that. Okay? Because that skill is beyond my ability at this time. So if there's anybody who's watching this video who knows how to cleanse, so you're here and you're trying to cleanse someone who's in prison, let me know. Of course, someone said, well, you can imagine yourself cleansing them with the egg. If it works for you, go for it. This cleanse is meant to be physical. It's not meant to be imaginary, done in your imagination. But if you can do it successfully with your imagination, more power to you. Now, to the other questions, can I do this for my children, my spouse, my boyfriend, girlfriend, my mother, my father's, some other person that I like or care for? Yes, you can. Just make sure that the person is aware of what you're doing. You don't want to be like trying to cleanse someone from behind as they're trying to watch a football game. You be like behind them saying, oh, I'm stripping you of all the evil and demons that are in you. They might smack you, okay? They might smack you. Yeah, they might smack you. So if you want to do it on your kids, your little ones, your babies, that is fine. You want to do it on yourself, your significant other, that is also fine. Another question that came up, can I do this on my pets? Yes, you can. You can do this on Fido, Fifi, Hula, Mimi, whatever your pet name or pet kind or pet type is. If you want to do an egg cleanse on your pet, you are absolutely able to do so. And it'll be interesting to see the interpretation of the egg cleanse when you do that on your pet. If you do this on your children, your babies, your siblings, your parents, or whoever's with you, and the results are not bright and shiny, just know that you succeeded in stripping them of negative energy. And you can repeat it again to make sure, and do it as oftentimes as necessary to make sure that they're thoroughly stripped. Okay? Don't say to yourself, I have to do it and it has to turn out perfectly like Mama Dr. Tochi's in the video. And if it doesn't turn out perfectly like hers, then I'm in trouble. No, it just shows you that it did what it was supposed to do. Okay? Now, I think I've covered most of the major questions. I know there's a whole bunch of other questions that people were writing, especially, I can't lay my hands on an egg. What should I do? Okay, if you can't get an egg to do the egg cleanse, then you cannot do the egg cleanse. I repeat, if you cannot get a chicken egg, let me be specific. If you cannot get a chicken egg to do the egg cleanse, then you cannot do the egg cleanse. If you cannot lay your hands on a chicken egg to do the cleanse, then you cannot do this egg cleanse. Please don't be writing me and asking me to give your permission to use an apple to do an egg cleanse. And I know some of you will be like, what? Yes, there are people who have written me, can they substitute an egg with a lemon or apple? And then how can they interpret the results after they used something else? All right, so I hope that those answered most of the questions. I know that there are probably some other questions about the egg cleanse that people had, but again, in this video, I know it's somewhat lengthy, but it's lengthy for a reason, because I wanted to comprehensively cover majority of the questions that were asked amongst the 50,000 comments on the original video. Okay, I'm expecting the video to even surpass 2 million views. We're in no hurry, we're in no rush. The important thing is that that video and this video helps you to do the needful at the right time in the right way, and giving you the confidence to do it yourself. Okay, so as usual, we end our class with our prayer. We're thankful to our Creator, our guardian spirit, guardian angels, our ancestors, our spirit guides, the messengers, and all those in the unseen realms who love us and guide us and protect us. We're just thankful that we have simple tools like the egg that we can use for our own benefit, regardless of whom or what we believe in. And we ask to be helped to remain open-minded to all the various ways we can help ourselves spiritually. Ashe.